What's up, MFFLs? You're watching Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. The NFL draft is in the books, which means we should be able to plug out more Dallas Mavericks YouTube videos for you guys. So if you're a fan of that, go ahead and subscribe. On today's show, we're going to dive into the latest offseason news and rumors surrounding the Mavs. A couple of juicy rumors items to get to, so we will do that in just a moment. But also, join the Noti gang here at Dallas Mavericks Today. 56 new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. And if you are new, or even if you're not, the next step after you subscribe is turning on those notifications. So click the bell, select all. That way you know exactly when we publish a video. Join the exclusive club that is the Notification Gang. All right, is Triple J available? Jaren Jackson Jr. The Grizzlies could shake things up. In fact, Shams Charania just minutes ago reported that the Grizzlies will not re-sign Dillon Brooks under any circumstances. Color me shocked for that one. Sarcasm, obviously. But Dillon Brooks may need to start learning Mandarin because he might be playing in China next year. In all seriousness, Jaren Jackson kind of just tweeting out, I don't want to say suspicious. You never know what these athletes are saying when they get on Twitter. But he tweeted out, "Memphis, I'm forever grateful." And that got the brain churning here. I was like, is he going to request a trade? Has Memphis indicated they might shake things up? I'll say this. If he were available under any circumstances, the Mavs should pounce. This is the exact type of big man Dallas needs. A guy who can block shots, space the floor, score around the basket, shoot the three ball. He's not an elite rebounder for a 5, but he's good enough, and he's such a good shot blocker. You're like, who cares? I mean, he's altering so many shots. 19 points per game, almost 7 rebounds. So efficient as a scorer. 3 blocks per game, and that doesn't count the countless shots he's altering as well. He is a terrific defensive center, and the fact that he can score as well, great athlete, great defense. The Mavs have not had a center anywhere close to this since Tyson Chandler. They really have not. And he does similar things that Chandler can do, except, oh, by the way, he can pull up from 28. So if there's any chance he's available, I'm getting on the phone if I'm Nico Harrison. Now, if you're the Mavs, you're going to have to give up some of your better assets, not named Luka Doncic. Jaden Hardy, he would almost certainly be in a trade. Josh Green, I think, would as well. Both those first-round picks, Tim Hardaway. And to be honest, this package right here still probably doesn't get it done. You may have to throw Maxi Kleber to send a big back as well. Listen, I love Jaden Hardy. I like Josh Green, but I would trade both of them, Kleber and those 2 firsts, for Jaren Jackson. I'm dead serious. I would move the house to get Jaren Jackson on this roster. If you go Kyrie and Luka in your backcourt, you need a defensive anchor, and Jaren Jackson is exactly that. So if you could get a guy like that in here, I would be absolutely thrilled. Should the Mavs pursue Jaren Jackson Jr.? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Let me know down in the comment section below. Go ahead and chime in. The Athletic says the Mavs could pursue a Khris Middleton and or DeAndre Ayton this offseason. And I'll be honest, my initial reaction is, of course they will, because the Mavs love to pursue guys that are over the hill and not ascending. I guess you couldn't say, I don't know if DeAndre Ayton's over the hill, but it's fair to wonder if he's peaked as a player. Here's Tim Cato of The Athletic saying that some names that have been floated as possibilities include the Phoenix Suns center DeAndre Ayton, Milwaukee Bucks Khris Middleton, but whether either party has mutual interest or whether Dallas has the resources to acquire them will not be answered until this summer. The Mavs have said that this offseason is going to be a significant roster overhaul, but whether that's a positive, negative direction remains to be seen. It would be hard to be negative, right? You're already about as bad as you could be in terms of what the expectations were coming into this year. My only question is, sure, it sounds good in theory to say, yeah, we're going to change things up, overhaul. You don't have a ton of assets to do it. We kind of just showed you a few of the assets you would have to try to move for Jaren Jackson. Now, DeAndre Ayton, look, I like to make fun of the guy. He's obviously a good player, but at the same time, he's kind of an empty stats guy. And you compare him to Jaren Jackson, sure, scoring-wise, similar, but he doesn't extend to the three-point line. He does not block shots. For a guy with his athleticism, less than a block per game is quite frankly embarrassing. He is a better rebounder, but, it's just has he shown that can he be a high-level winning player? I mean, maybe. Phoenix is in a 2-0 hole. I don't see DeAndre Ayton raising their chances to get back into that series against Denver. So I'm just kind of sitting here like, I would trade for him, but I'm not moving everything for him. Is there a fallout with, Monty Williams going on? I mean, obviously he signed that offer sheet with Indiana, which, would signal to some that he wanted to leave. It's hard to know for sure what's going on with Ayton there. I'm lukewarm on him. He's a good player. Does he translate to winning, though? I'm not sure that he actually does. Khris Middleton, look, when he's on, he's still on, but you want to talk over the hill. I mean, the last couple of years, injuries have really been a problem here. He's on the wrong side of 30 now. We saw in the playoffs against Miami, he could still turn back the clock. In Game 5, he had a huge game there, but they also lost in 5. So how much of an impact did he have? You see the raw numbers this year. He's not the Khris Middleton that was, closing out games in the playoffs a couple of years ago when they won a championship. Now, if he's fully healthy, stylistically, he's a great fit because he's a secondary creator that can score for himself and others. He's a good defender when healthy, but I'm not sure he can get back to being that. I mean, like I said, the last couple of seasons, he's missed a lot of time, and when he has played, he has not looked the same. So, again, that's kind of classic Mavs to me where it's like, oh, yeah, we can get him in here, and we'll get him back to being where he was, and it's like, that doesn't usually work. I mean, when you start to lose it, you rarely get it back. So I think we've seen the best of Khris Middleton. I'm not saying I wouldn't take him for any price. I am saying I don't know if he's like some major resolution to what your problems are at this point in time when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, who's the better player? Who would you rather trade for, I should say, when it comes to the Mavericks? Type M for Khris Middleton. Type A for DeAndre Ayton. Drop a name or a letter, I should say, in the comments below. Lukewarm on both, if I'm being completely honest. I think I'd lean Ayton in this case, but can't say that with confidence. Get a Luka Doncic t-shirt today at chatsports.com/Doncic. Up to 30% off for a limited time only. So check it out. Plenty of sizes available. Chatsports.com/Doncic. That link is in the comments and in the description of this video. I'll say this, I'd probably rather have DeAndre Ayton than Christian Wood at this point because, it's okay to admit that things just don't work out sometimes. And Christian Wood responded on Twitter to an article from Tim Cato in a now-deleted tweet. Here's what he had to say. "We know the truth. Stop putting out these cap articles. I'll tell the real story when the time is right." Now, I see both sides of the Christian Wood experience, Matt. I really do, because I still go back to that Game 1 opening night, which, really looking back down memory lane, almost set the tone for the whole season. The flashes of how good this team could be and how good Christian Wood could be were on full display. Remember late third, early fourth quarter, he takes over. Then Jason Kidd inexplicably takes him out, and they tank that game and lose to Phoenix, and the season really never recovered, if we're being honest. The point is it just didn't work. Like, Christian Wood and Jason Kidd never seemed to be on the same page. I think Wood's got to take ownership. Quite frankly, I think Kidd deserves a lot of blame and ownership there as well. It's not like this front court was loaded with talent. You could have given the guy a little bit more of a chance this year. But if you're Christian Wood, you just got to move on. I mean, it didn't work out. He had a good enough year where some team will probably pay him decent money, but it just is what it is. Christian Wood, I wish him the best of luck. Seems like a decent enough guy, but I don't think it'll be here in Dallas. Type MFFL, got to keep the faith. Big offseason upon us here as the NBA playoffs roll along without the Dallas Mavericks. But if you're still believing, if you're still hopeful, get the MFFLs going. I'm out of here. Harrison Graham signing off here on Mavericks Today.